So here's today's workout, upper body push pull dominant. We're gonna just jump straight in first with a vertical press. So I'm gonna go for a push press here, a heavy enough kettlebell. So this is challenging for me. I'm going kind of 10 repetitions on each side in this one. If we don't have a weight that's challenging, or if it's too easy to do 10 or 8 to 10 repetitions, we could mix it up a little bit and bring in some lower body. If we do something like a one arm thruster as a substitute. Strict pressing will be an option as well, but if you want to keep the heart rate elevated, get a bit of a sweat going, we can get the thrusters. The thrusters with this weight I can do 10 comfortably enough on each side. So pairing that with a single arm kind of high pull or sumo deadlift high pull. I haven't done these in years, to be honest with you. I'd have reservations around people doing these with shoulder issues, so just kind of keep that in mind. What I'm really trying to do here though is I'm trying to initiate the movement with the hip extension. So I want my hips to be extended aggressively, and then I pull with the arms. So I'm not pulling with the arms essentially coming off the floor. It's more hips and then arms. When I get towards the top, I'm kind of turning my shoulder or my elbow back a little bit, so I'm pulling in towards my shoulder, just to spare any kind of impingement. Again, here's a Sumo Deadlift High Pull. This is all about timing, and funny enough, we'll probably carry over to rowing a little bit on the erg. So we're trying to use the legs first, extend through the hips, and the arms are just to finish. So we're not ripping off the floor with the arms. There's a lot of timing involved in this one. We're coming on to the B movements next, so we're going to do 3 rounds for all of these. Okay, so this is B1, Chinese row, single arm row. We're going to go for, again, depending on what weight you have, you want to make it challenging, but again, mind muscle connection. We're not using too much momentum, or ideally any momentum here. Trying to retract the scapula, engage through the lats. I can let the scapula come away on the way down, so protract and then back into retraction. So we're going to go again. I'm doing 12 each arm in this one. It could go up to 15, but I probably would suspect my technique might go a little bit and momentum will kick in. So quality repetitions over quantity in this one. Same amount on each side ideally. What you can do if you want to start with the weaker arm, let that dictate how many repetitions you do on the good arm. When that is done, we're going to go into a single arm floor press with a glute bridge next. So again, I'm not shooting my hips kind of super high here because I'll overextend my back. I want to keep my lower back flat, glutes engaged and active. So there is movement through my hips and my feet. I blame that on the runners, but yeah, I want to try and keep myself as steady as possible. Probably want to make sure my knees aren't drifting in towards each other too much. So soft landing on the elbow when you're going towards the floor. And again, I think in this one I'm going for 12 on each arm. Again, trying to stay steady through the hips. Trying to activate the glutes throughout. So don't go super high on this one, okay, with the hips. Don't shoot them up as high as you can. You're going to lose that glute activation. You're going to overarch the back. So again, only go as high as you can keep your lower back flat. When that's done, then we're just going to do the floor slides. Again, floor slides. I'm pushing my lower back into the floor throughout all of this. I want to try and keep my knuckles pretty much on the floor and elbows more or less on the floor. There's a slight elevation here just because don't want to graze my hands off the brick. Shoulder blades toward each other, hands go up and down in a straight line. So I'm going to go for 10 of these and then back into the Chinese row. So we're coming into the last group of movements. We've got the Z press, single arm Z press next here. Again, a slight bend in the knees. I don't want my knees to be locked out because that's going to probably pull me into a bit of a lumbar flexion or lower back flexion. So I want to keep my lower back slightly extended even here. Okay, don't want to overextend either though, so be careful of that. I'm just doing 10 here in each arm because my arms or shoulders are getting tired at this point. Again, core active throughout this. Try not to slouch as I press up. I'm almost kind of, not going to say leaning forward into the stretch, but I'm kind of remaining tall as I try to stretch or to press. Remaining tall as I press up overhead. So again, we could start with the weak side first and let that dictate how many repetitions we do on the good side, but I want to keep it the same amount of reps on both sides on this one. So when this is done, we're going to come into a newer movement. I'm going to do a pullover, a kettlebell pullover with a single leg glute bridge. And interestingly enough, doing this one, I actually really felt my glutes as that kettlebell was moving. So what I'm doing here is I'm pushing my hips up into the air. Normally when we do these in the gym, we'd be saying about keeping the lower back flat, feet up, pullovers and the like. But I actually am keeping my lower back flat here, even though it's off the floor. I am keeping my lower back flat. So I'm really getting a squeeze through that left glute right now. Again, this weight isn't particularly heavy for a pullover for me here, but I think trying to explore this movement a little bit. With the arms moving, it's kind of encouraging us to try and stay balanced. We even activate or engage our core more to stay stable. So it's testing our stability a little bit here with moving through the arms. And actually, I was surprised by the level of engagement I actually got through my glute. I managed to get through the glute on this one. So I like these. I'll be incorporating more into training. Just moving there because I thought I was out of camera shot. So again, it's quality of movement here and contraction. So I'm not looking to do like 15, 20 reps blasting through. I'm just going to go for 8 each side here, each leg. And I want to keep the tempo or the kind of cadence consistent with each repetition. I don't want to rush this at all. Really try to keep that lower back flat now as I'm getting tired, so I'm squeezing through the glutes, particularly the right glute right now. That's the foot or the side still in contact with the floor. So when I have the both sides done, both legs done, I'm just going to go into our prone scap circles. Again, don't have a particular name for these, similar to Blackburns. I'm lying face down. I'm not using my lower back here, so my lower back is not really active. It's the shoulder blades, the muscles around the shoulder blades, keeping the hands off of the floor and squeezing the shoulder blades together throughout the whole movement. So trying to work around the small muscles around the shoulder blades. So 3 rounds of that as well. And there are 3 groups of movements, and that's our workout then done for today.